Hey guys, it's Nikki and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching today's video all about Old Key West. It is a Disney resort, Disney Vacation Club resort, and we're going to dive into all of the details that this resort has to offer. Let's get started. First and foremost, I do have to mention that Old Key West just holds such a special place in my heart. This was the resort that my grandparents owned at. Now my parents took over their contract, and it is just home away from home. When I think of Disney Vacation Club, when they tell you welcome home, I always think of Old Key West. While Jackson and I do have our DVC home as Riviera, which is very, very special to us, we just haven't had a lot of opportunities to stay there because Old Key West is just such a bang for your points when it comes to how many points per room and all of that gist. Disney Vacation Club, if you do not know, is the timeshare for Walt Disney World. In my opinion, it is the best out there and it is absolutely amazing. To summarize it shortly, you buy a certain amount of points, and then those points, once you purchase them, you don't have to pay for them again. You do have a yearly fee that you have to pay, but that just depends on how many points you have. Ours is not very high because Riviera is a newer resort, but it is such an incredible deal and option if you can afford it, which a lot of people can. Even if you don't think you can, you most likely can, and if you are visiting Disney a lot. Today's video is not about DVC, it is about Old Key West. Key West is the oldest Disney vacation resort, aka it was the first one. So the Old Key West vibe, and if you don't know, every Disney resort has a certain theming or vibe, shall we say, that it is going for. So Old Key West is all about the Florida Keys, and you coming into a community called the Conch Flats. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. But the big thing about Old Key West is that it is actually part of one of the Disney golf courses. So throughout the entire resort, it is on the golf course. So you are going to sometimes, most likely very often, have a view of some type of golf hole or whatever it is. And it is just very tranquil and calming, and it really makes you feel like you are at home. So every time you walk into a Disney Vacation Club resort at Walt Disney World and Disneyland even, they're going to tell you welcome home. They want to make sure that you feel at home and have everything that you need to have a relaxed and tranquil vacation. So the biggest thing about Old Key West is the offerings that they have for their rooms. So Old Key West is a very, 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 very large resort. They have multiple bus stops throughout the entire resort. So maybe you found this video because you have a stay at Old Key West. I definitely would recommend staying near the Hospitality House or on the Peninsula Road bus stop. There are many bus stops throughout Old Key West. They have internal buses that you can use as well. But but during our last stay, we stayed at the Hospitality House. And while we did have to get off on the first bus stop because we didn't want to do the whole loop because the Hospitality House is the last stop, we just got off at that first stop and then had to walk maybe 0.2 miles. Yeah, not even anything back to our room. So the big thing with Old Key West is they have a studio option. They have a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, and a 3-bedroom villa. So it very much accommodates any type of travel size. I have stayed in every single type of room now. Last year was our first time staying in a studio just for one night. We've never stayed in a studio. We needed somewhere to stay for one night, and we're like, let's give it a try. And it honestly wasn't terrible. Comparing it to a value resort or even a moderate resort studio, it is amazing. You still have your little kitchenette, and then you have like a kitchen table kind of. The only thing you don't get with that studio is a full kitchen like you do get in the 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. The biggest thing with Old Key West and Disney Vacation Club resorts is that it is your home with so much extra space. I cannot tell you how nice it is staying in a Disney Vacation Club resort room. Jackson and I have been staying at a lot of value resorts lately, just 1, to save money, and 2, we've been doing a lot of quick weekends or going with friends, and yo, being at Old Key West is just a huge game changer, and it just gives you so much space. Having a huge kitchen and full-size fridge is amazing, and you also get a washer and dryer. When we are talking about the 1, 2, and 3 bedroom villas, they are, so let's dive into the bedroom villas. So when I say bedroom villas, I just mean like the 1, 2, and 3 bedroom villas. I'm going to show you just like a quick walkthrough of our 1 bedroom villa, because this is what we stayed in March during Jackson's birthday trip. We had 5 people in this room, and that is your max capacity for a 1 bedroom villa. You have a king bed, and then you have a pull-out, and then you have like a pull-out chair that can sleep 1 person. I will say that I wish the 1 bedroom had an extra bathroom, just because that was the only thing that was kind of tough. Having 5 people, there was only 1 bathroom. So just know that going into it if you are going to ever book that 1 bedroom. Just know how many bedrooms for the 1 and 2, that's how many bathrooms. However, for the Grand Villa, it works a little differently. So the Grand Villa is a 3-bedroom, and I do have a review on the Grand Villa. This is where we stay when we do our big family trips, and it is just, oh, it's so magical. There's nothing, is there anything better than the 3-bedroom Grand Villa at Old Key West? Yes, there is. It's the 3-bedroom Grand Villa at Riviera. Maybe one day, who knows. But it is spectacular. They have a bathroom in each room. The upstairs bedrooms have 2 queen-size beds in each room with a bathroom. Downstairs is your primary bedroom with the bathroom and like the big hot tub bathtub. There's also another bathroom just in the main area, and that one was normally the one that whoever was sleeping on the couch would use that one. So overall, you can't go wrong with any of the room options when it comes to Old Key West. The rooms are so spacious, and I'm pretty sure they are the biggest rooms on property because it was their first Disney vacation resort. So that's what you have to think about when you go to Old Key West, is they started off and just went with a bang, and then they had to simmer down their size just a little bit. One, because the fee of the resort is just massive. There's no way they could continue to have every resort that same size. But Old Key West is very family focused, and they have great options for all ages. So now let's talk about the amenities at Old Key West. So Old Key West does have that hospitality house. They have the same options as every other Disney resort, where they have the baggage area where you can drop your bags. Your groceries, if they're being delivered, they will be delivered to them, and they will keep them nice and cold and organized for you. And then they also have a couple of different restaurant options. They have Olivia's Cafe, which it's good. A lot of people love Olivia's. We like Olivia's as well. You can get Olivia's quick service just around the corner by the pool, and then they have other just random Disney quick service options there as well. So the food offerings at Old Key West aren't like amazing, but you also have a full kitchen in your room, and so that is another huge opportunity for you to, one, save money and budget, or if you have kiddos that are just picky eaters, don't waste your money on going to the parks and having them eat one chicken finger. Cook or prep something that you could take with you, or maybe you eat before you go to the parks in the morning, come back for lunch, then go out and have like snacks for them for dinner or something like that. Or vice versa, go all morning, then come back for dinner, and then head to the pool. So Old Key West does have 2 pools that are on the property. They have one right at the hospitality house, which is going to be your bigger pool, and that is going to be by like the tennis courts, and which probably could be pickleball courts now. They have a workout center, they have an arcade, and the hot tub, different things like that, located right by the hospitality house. I feel like they also have a playground, but I could be wrong there. And then I was incorrect when I said before, but they have 4 pools. 4 pools on property. So this is also super helpful because it's so spread out. If you're one of the further bus stops and you don't want to have to get to the hospitality house for that main pool, you have 3 other all ages, what they're called quiet pools, in Old Turtle Pond, South Point, and Millers Road. So each of them have a hot tub for you as well, but it is nice because you have so many different options, which does make the main pool normally is always pretty crowded, but those smaller pools not going to be crowded at all most of the time, depending on the time of year. But it is just nice that you have so many options to be able to go and experience them all. You can go to all of them. Even if you're staying at the hospitality house area, you can still go to the 3 other quiet pools. When it comes to transportation inside of Old Key West, you are going to have your regular bus system, but then you also have the boat option where you can take the boat over to Disney Springs, which just is a really fun and always something that we do on our first day. It's like, we got to Old Key West and now we're gonna take the boat over to Disney Springs for dinner, or just like to hang out, grab something to eat. And that is like, your vacation has started. It is just so much fun. So within the bus system, they do have internal buses, and I believe the Disney Springs also has a bus, so you don't have to take the boat over. But just know that sometimes that Disney Spring bus, I think it makes 2 stops. I think the first stop's at the Hospitality House and the last stop, not the second, the last stop. So if you are wanting to get to those other pools, just ask the driver if the Disney Springs bus, if this is his first stop or if it's his last stop, because you don't want it to be his last stop, because then you're gonna go back to Disney Springs and you have to wait and come back. So just make sure that you ask the bus driver what stop they're on, so then you can get over to those other pools. Also, you will see cast members driving around in golf carts. If they're not busy, go ahead and ask them and they might take you over there themselves. Another fun transportation that Old Key West has to offer is the bikes. So you can ride around in like the 4-person bike you can rent, kind of like on the boardwalk, but Old Key West does offer that as well. Again, the resort is huge and there's just so many different fun options for you and your family to do at Old Key West. The biggest thing to remember when you're staying at Old Key West is this is a very Florida vibes community and decor. It is the oldest Old Key West. It is the oldest Disney resort, like I've mentioned. And so that means it has been refurbed, but it's not gonna be your very fancy Grand Floridian vibes or Riviera. I joke when I say this, but it's like Grand Floridian is like old money. We're gonna like be really fancy as we walk around. Granted, Grand Floridian is amazing. I would love to stay at the Grand Floridian. But that's the vibe that that resort gives off. Not the people that stay there, just the resort. And then Riviera, where Jackson and I own, I feel like is more new money, where we're a little bit more fancy. We got a Louis Vuitton. Like Riviera would own a Louis Vuitton and maybe a couple if she was a person. So that's like what Riviera vibes gives to us. Old Key West is very, come on in, welcome. I have my nice homemade meal ready for you with my chocolate chip cookies in the oven, and now I'm going to just be very hospitable, and your room is going to be very cozy and give you lots of like home vibes. That is what Old Key West is. So all the Disney resorts and properties have just a different vibe. Like if I could draw a Wilderness Lodge, if Wilderness Lodge was a person, I would draw them as like jeans on, hiking boots, plaid shirt with a vest, and like a hat. That would be the Wilderness Lodge as a person. So the Disney Vacation Club resorts at Wilderness Lodge are Boulder Creek and Copper Creek. Boulder Ridge and Copper Creek. There we go. So every Disney resort has a different vibe that they rock with, but just as an example of like what Old Key West feels like and the vibe that it always gives off. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching today's video all about Old Key West. If you have any questions about Old Key West or Disney Vacation Club, let me know them in the comments down below and I'd be happy to answer them for you. I've always wanted, and I've said this a couple of times now, to do like an overview of DVC. It is just kind of confusing, and I honestly don't manage any of that for us. Jackson handles our DVC. I know about it and I know different things about it, but there's just a lot of details that go into it, and he is the one that like stays on top of everything, helps my parents with theirs now. And so if you do have any questions, let me know and I will either answer them for you or ask him. But I hope you guys have a magical rest of your day. Please give this video a big thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss a magical moment here at home and at the theme parks. But again, my name is Nikki and I will see you real soon. Bye!